Tampa car dealership abruptly closed its doors today, leaving already frustrated customers wondering what to do next.
Some of the worst cars in America are still sitting on dealership lots right now, rotting in plain sight. They were hyped, they were overbuilt, and now they're unwanted, unloved, and unsellable. Manufacturers dump them on dealers. Dealers can't move them, and the ones who bought early, they're already losing thousands. But here's the part no one's talking about. Some of these disasters are still being advertised as great deals. How did these cars make it past the drawing board? Why are some still being produced? And which models will crash hardest when they flood the used market? Because by the time this video ends, you'll know exactly what to avoid before you get stuck with a car nobody wants. Alfa Romeo Giulia. Few vehicles in the luxury sedan segment deliver such visual drama right out of the gate. Sculpted panels, aggressive proportions, and classic Italian flair give this car the presence of something truly special. Slide into the driver's seat, and it becomes clear that this machine was made for enthusiasts. Sharp handling, balanced weight distribution, and performance that rivals far more expensive competitors. It should have been a breakout success. Instead, it is one of the most glaring failures of the automotive market in the year 2025. Despite all that promise, this car has become a cautionary tale. Plagued by chronic reliability issues, it has developed a reputation for electrical glitches, drivetrain faults, and unresolved service problems. Buyers looking for peace of mind quickly look elsewhere, especially when resale value craters the moment the car leaves the lot. According to sales records, only 541 units were sold nationwide in the first quarter of the year, a shockingly low figure for a sedan that was once heralded as Alfa Romeo's return to greatness. Dealerships are now sitting on units they cannot move, even with aggressive discounting. Some sales managers report they are quietly steering customers away from ordering new ones, knowing full well that servicing the vehicle may become more of a burden than a benefit. Enthusiasts may continue to admire the design, but admiration does not pay the bills or cover unexpected repair costs. And if you think that is bad, wait until you see the luxury sport utility vehicle that is somehow doing even worse: Kia Nero Pop. At first glance, this little electric vehicle seems like a practical solution for city driving. It is compact, it is electric, and it wears the Kia badge, a brand known for innovation and reliability in recent years. With its high roofline and modernized styling cues, it looks like the kind of crossover that could quietly succeed in a crowded market. Unfortunately, what was meant to be forward-thinking turned into a branding and identity crisis. The problem is, this vehicle sits in a strange middle ground. It is not spacious enough to satisfy families looking for a small sport utility vehicle, yet not efficient or exciting enough to appeal to dedicated electric vehicle shoppers. The interior is stripped down and cost-cutting is visible across the cabin, while the driving experience feels uninspiring, even for those accustomed to urban commutes. Inventory is now stacking up in alarming numbers. In the Philadelphia region, the average day supply has reached over 850, meaning some dealers are sitting on more than 2 years' worth of stock with no signs of movement. Despite efforts to lower prices and offer incentives, consumer interest remains ice cold. In a market driven by identity and purpose, this vehicle falls short of both. It is too expensive for budget shoppers, too anonymous for brand loyalists, and too compromised to earn a second look. Speaking of confused identities, this next sports car forgot who it was supposed to impress. Before you buy your next car, make sure you're not falling for one of these overhyped models. Hit that subscribe button to get more insights into the worst-selling cars of today and avoid the mistakes everyone else is making. Nissan Zed performance credentials mean nothing if the pricing strategy misses its target. That is the hard truth facing this reborn sports car, which returned with nostalgic lines, twin-turbo power, and a rear-wheel drive platform meant to stir the hearts of enthusiasts. On paper, it had all the right ingredients: a manual transmission option, aggressive styling, and a promise to revive the excitement of a legendary badge. Yet somehow, the execution left both old fans and new buyers underwhelmed. Instead of coming in as an affordable alternative to European coupes, the car landed with a price tag that caught many by surprise. Positioned just high enough to clash with the likes of the Toyota GR Supra and the BMW 2 Series, it created confusion in the market. Budget-conscious Z enthusiasts found it out of reach, while buyers in that price bracket chose badges with more cachet. Reviews pointed out lackluster refinement, outdated technology, and build quality that failed to meet expectations. Sales figures reflect that confusion. Inventory is accumulating at dealerships across the country, with even aggressive promotional offers unable to create momentum. Dealers report limited interest even during test drive events, as younger buyers veer toward all-wheel drive hot hatches or stylish electric vehicles instead. The promise of a nostalgic revival has given way to a product that feels stuck between generations, not modern enough to be fresh and not affordable enough to spark passion. And yet somehow the next one sold even less, despite wearing a Toyota badge. Toyota GR86. Lightweight, low-slung, and razor-sharp in corners. This is the kind of car that driving enthusiasts dream about. It features a manual gearbox, a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine, and rear-wheel drive, all wrapped in a coupe body that looks born for track days. For those who grew up idolizing the golden era of Japanese sports cars, it is a tribute to everything that made that generation so beloved. Nimble, affordable, and purist-focused, it should have carved out a loyal following among thrill-seekers in the United States. Yet in the real world of the year 2025, it has turned into one of the biggest showroom duds in the country. In the past month, only 36 units were sold nationwide. Not 36 per dealership, 36 total. That number is so low that some regions did not move a single unit. Why? Because practicality has won in a market dominated by crossovers, high interest rates, and multi-use vehicles. A compact two-door with limited cargo space and no all-wheel drive struggles to find a place. There is also internal competition. Toyota's own Supra, more powerful, more premium, and more visually aggressive, has taken the spotlight. Buyers willing to spend for performance are opting for that model, while younger shoppers are leaning toward hot hatches like the Honda Civic Type R, or even performance-trimmed compact sport utility vehicles. But what happens when the toy becomes a fossil? Let us talk about Nissan's aging monster. Nissan GTR. Few vehicles have carried the nickname Godzilla with such reverence. This car redefined performance benchmarks when it first launched, outpacing Ferraris and Lamborghinis at a fraction of the price. With all-wheel drive traction, a twin-turbocharged V6 engine, and a launch control system that seemed ripped from a science fiction movie, it became a legend among car enthusiasts around the world. In its prime, it was one of the most feared machines on the road. Fast forward to the year 2025, and this once revered monster has become an industry relic. Despite its undeniable performance capabilities, the GTR has not received a full redesign in over 16 years. A few cosmetic updates and minor engineering tweaks cannot disguise the fact that the platform is aging, and so are the buyers willing to put up with it. At a price that now exceeds $100,000, it finds itself battling far newer and more refined competitors from Porsche, BMW, and even Chevrolet's Corvette lineup. The lack of modern features is glaring. The infotainment system feels years behind. The cabin quality does not match the price tag, and the fuel economy is unacceptable for daily use. Younger performance enthusiasts see better value in smaller, newer sports cars, or even electric vehicles that offer brutal acceleration and low running costs. Dealers report that GTR units are sitting unsold for months, collecting dust and depreciation with each passing day. Yet somehow, Nissan outdid itself with this next budget sedan disaster. Nissan Versa. Affordability used to be this sedan's strongest selling point. It was the car you bought when you needed brand new transportation for the lowest possible monthly payment. With a reputation for being simple, reliable, and surprisingly roomy for its size, it dominated the entry-level market for years. Back in the early 2010s, the Versa was everywhere. College campuses, rental fleets, and first-car buyers all embraced it as a cost-conscious way to get from point A to point B. But in 2025, everything has changed. The rise of compact crossovers has completely swallowed up the demand for small sedans. Buyers now expect more features, higher seating positions, better safety tech, and modern connectivity, none of which the Versa delivers in a competitive way. The interior remains bare bones, and the driving experience lacks excitement or refinement. Even the pricing edge has eroded, as used mid-size vehicles and entry-level crossovers offer more value with better long-term utility. Then there is the financing problem. Many buyers who once qualified for subprime car loans are now being declined, or facing much higher monthly costs. As a result, even the target demographic is walking away, either opting for used cars with more personality or taking public transportation until rates come down. Dealers are seeing Versa models stagnate in inventory, with limited buyer interest and no buzz whatsoever. It has become the automotive equivalent of wallpaper, technically available but ignored by nearly everyone. But the next entry proves that sometimes even honesty can kill a car. Mitsubishi Mirage G4. Simplicity is supposed to be a strength. That is what this subcompact sedan promises. Low price, low maintenance, and basic transportation for people who just need to get from point A to point B. The appeal is clear. If you are looking for a new vehicle at the lowest possible cost, this one has been the cheapest new car in America for several years. It offers an automatic transmission, decent fuel economy, and comes with a warranty that provides some peace of mind to first-time buyers. On paper, that sounds like a rational choice. In practice, however, this car represents something far more tragic. It does not pretend to be stylish, sporty, or sophisticated, and that brutal honesty is exactly what has doomed it. Today's buyers, even those on tight budgets, care deeply about perception. Image matters. When your neighbors, co-workers, and friends see you behind the wheel of this car, they do not think smart shopper. They think gave up. The interior is painfully basic. The engine feels sluggish at best, and the ride quality leaves little to be desired. Inventory is piling up fast. Dealers across the country are stuck with months' worth of unsold units, and many report that even when discounts are offered, buyers opt for used vehicles from more desirable brands. In an era where lightly used cars are becoming more accessible, the value proposition of this stripped-down sedan simply does not hold up. Now imagine paying way more for a vehicle with even less purpose. Chrysler Voyager. Practicality is supposed to be the minivan's ultimate strength. You buy one because you need space, flexibility, and comfort for your family. That is the contract between automaker and buyer. This vehicle breaks that contract. Marketed as a budget alternative to its more luxurious sibling, the Chrysler Pacifica, it was meant to offer essential features at a more affordable price. The exterior still carries the familiar shape, and on the surface it looks like a sensible family hauler. Unfortunately, that promise falls apart the moment you step inside. Stripped of modern features, premium materials, and even some basic conveniences, this model has become the definition of automotive compromise. The seats feel flimsy, the interior plastics are unforgiving, and tech offerings are limited to only the bare minimum. Worse, this minivan has no strong identity in Chrysler's shrinking portfolio. It is not luxurious enough to justify the badge, not rugged enough to stand out, and not affordable enough to make the compromises seem worth it. Even longtime Chrysler loyalists are steering clear. Sales have been bleak. Buyers who once considered this nameplate are now turning to more trusted alternatives from Kia, Honda, and Toyota. Used vehicles with better reputations are outselling it in nearly every regional market. And with Chrysler's future uncertain, many buyers are hesitant to invest in a vehicle with no clear product roadmap or brand direction. But even the most anonymous minivan cannot match the chaos coming out of Dodge. Dodge Charger. Performance, heritage, and muscle. All three have been core to the identity of this American icon. For decades, it was the go-to full-size performance sedan for drivers who wanted V8 power, aggressive styling, and unfiltered attitude. So when Dodge announced a full redesign that would blend internal combustion with electrified options, there was cautious optimism. On paper, it sounded like evolution. In reality, it became a case of total market confusion. The new generation of this vehicle now sits in showrooms with radically redesigned styling, revised trim levels, and a drivetrain mix that tries to please both sides of the performance debate. Traditional muscle car fans feel betrayed by the inclusion of electric powertrains, while younger tech-forward buyers still see the badge as old school and noisy. The car is stuck between eras, designed for a future that its legacy customers never asked for and priced for a market that already moved on. The base price has climbed well beyond what many working-class muscle car enthusiasts can reasonably afford. Add rising interest rates and the reluctance of banks to finance performance vehicles, and the result is stagnant demand. Dealerships are reporting lukewarm interest, Despite flashy launch events and incentives, the muscle car market has shrunk considerably, and splitting it further with hybrid confusion has only made things worse. And if you are thinking, at least it is American, just wait until you hear what Jaguar did. Jaguar FPace, premium styling, athletic proportions, and a name associated with British luxury. This vehicle was designed to turn heads in any upscale neighborhood. With its aggressive front grille, high-riding stance, and performance-tuned suspension, it presents as a sporty alternative to the usual German utility vehicles. Inside, the cabin offers supple materials, ambient lighting, and digital interfaces that, at first glance, promise a first-class experience. Unfortunately, the reality behind the wheel tells a different story. The Jaguar FPace suffers from the exact issues that luxury buyers try to avoid: chronic reliability concerns, steep depreciation, and a service network that still struggles to meet expectations. In the year 2025, with interest rates high and monthly payments already stretched, buyers are not interested in rolling the dice on long-term ownership headaches. From inconsistent infotainment software to engine faults and premature component wear, the FPace has built a reputation for problems that do not match its premium price tag. What makes matters worse is the stiff competition. German rivals such as the BMW X3, Mercedes-Benz GLC, and Audi Q5 offer smoother drivetrains, better resale value, and stronger customer support. Even newer Asian luxury entrants from Genesis and Acura now overshadow Jaguar in both reliability and consumer perception. Despite aggressive discounts, dealers are watching the FPace stagnate on their lots as buyers head in other directions. But at least Jaguar tried. This next truck never stood a chance with retail buyers. Ford F550 Superduty. Built to haul, tow, and take on the heaviest commercial tasks imaginable, this heavy-duty chassis cab was engineered for serious work with robust ladder frame construction, massive payload capacity, and compatibility with dump beds, utility racks, and mobile crane setups. It is no exaggeration to say this vehicle was meant for the job site, not the showroom. For municipalities, construction fleets, and contractors, it provides exactly the rugged backbone they need. Or at least that was the plan. In practice, the Ford F550 Super Duty has become one of the most overstocked vehicles in the entire United States. In the Philadelphia region alone, there is currently a 2,385-day supply, meaning it would take over 6 years to clear existing inventory at the current sales rate. That figure is not just unusual, it is staggering. The reason lies in the disconnect between production and demand. Fleet buyers, however, are sitting on the sidelines. Commercial lending rates have risen sharply, pushing businesses to delay capital expenditures. Many companies are choosing to maintain older fleet vehicles rather than take on new loans, especially when those loans come with elevated monthly costs. As a result, units ordered during the supply chain panic of 2023 now sit untouched, depreciating rapidly on dealer lots. These chassis cabs are well built, but the market they depend on has shifted dramatically, leaving them stranded in the wrong place at the wrong time. Think that is bad? Its little brother is sitting right next to it, also collecting dust. Ford F350 Super Duty. Power, capability, and decades of brand loyalty made this truck a staple of American worksites. With its available turbocharged diesel engine, impressive towing ratings, and modern technology package, the Ford F350 Super Duty delivers exactly what most truck buyers claim to want: strength, durability, and reliability under load. The cabin is spacious, the trim levels stretch from basic work truck to near luxury, and the truck itself can be tailored to just about any use case, from trailer hauling to snow plowing. It should be unstoppable. And yet, in the year 2025, the F350 has become a retail anchor, dragging down dealer inventory levels across the country. With more than a 630-day supply of prior model year units at some dealerships, Ford is facing a serious overstock problem. The cause? Overconfidence. Dealers placed massive orders during the chip shortage crisis, expecting demand to stay sky high. Instead, new model year trucks rolled in with updated features and slightly refreshed styling, leaving the old stock looking outdated before it ever sold. Retail customers, especially in the pickup segment, are incredibly sensitive to model year turnover. Even small cosmetic changes or feature updates can make a previous version feel obsolete. When combined with today's high financing rates and a general slowdown in construction-related purchases, the result is clear. Nobody wants the old models, and dealers are now forced to offer deep discounts just to move them. From oversized trucks to undersized hope, Volkswagen thought this electric vehicle would lead the charge. Volkswagen ID4. Few vehicles have entered the electric landscape with as much global significance as this compact sport utility vehicle. Developed under Volkswagen's bold plan to electrify its lineup and redefine its brand for the modern age, the ID4 was intended to be the company's mass-market electric vehicle solution. With a clean design, open interior layout, and accessible driving dynamics, it was designed to offer everyday electric convenience for mainstream buyers without the luxury price tag. In theory, it should have worked. Unfortunately, in the fiercely competitive landscape of electric mobility in the year 2025, this vehicle finds itself stranded in the middle of everything, without leading in anything. It is not affordable enough to undercut alternatives like the Chevrolet Bolt or Hyundai Kona Electric. It is not refined or advanced enough to steal market share from the Tesla Model Y, and it is not versatile enough to draw buyers away from increasingly popular plug-in hybrid sport utility vehicles that offer more range flexibility and interior space. Complicating matters further is Volkswagen's patchy North American presence, with fewer charging partnerships, limited visibility compared to Tesla, and a consumer base still recovering from brand skepticism following past emissions scandals. The ID4 faces an uphill battle. Dealers in major metropolitan regions are now reporting bloated inventory and stagnant showroom interest. Even steep cash incentives have done little to spark demand. The styling, while clean, fails to excite, and the infotainment system has drawn harsh criticism for its sluggish performance and confusing interface. And now for the silver medal of automotive flops, brought to you by Italian passion and poor planning. Alfa Romeo Stelvio. Sleek curves, sculpted bodywork, and an undeniably athletic stance. This luxury sport utility vehicle was designed to stand out in a parking lot full of bland crossovers. The Stelvio promised a different kind of driving experience, blending the spirit of an Italian performance sedan with the versatility of a modern utility vehicle for drivers who wanted flair, feedback, and speed with their practicality. This was meant to be a revelation. That promise, however, has not been delivered. In the year 2025, the Alfa Romeo Stelvio remains one of the least popular luxury vehicles in the American market. Its downfall stems from a combination of real-world limitations and brand baggage. The interior, though stylish, feels cramped, with a back seat and cargo area that fall behind virtually all of its competitors. Infotainment tech feels dated, and material quality leaves much to be desired at this price point. More troubling, the reliability concerns that plague the Alfa Romeo brand continue to deter buyers. Issues with electronics, suspension components, and drive modes have been reported with unsettling consistency. Meanwhile, the market has shifted rapidly. Buyers in this segment now expect advanced driver assistance systems, seamless connectivity, and hybrid or electric options, all of which the Stelvio fails to offer competitively, with rivals like the BMW X3, Mercedes-Benz GLC, and Genesis GV70 offering more features, better resale value, and greater consumer trust. The Stelvio simply cannot keep up. Dealer lots across the country reflect this disconnect, with months of inventory building despite aggressive marketing. But there is one vehicle that beats them all, a car so unwanted it is practically radioactive. Ford Mustang. Few vehicles are as deeply embedded in American car culture as this rear-wheel drive icon. For more than 6 decades, the Mustang has symbolized affordable performance, youthful rebellion, and unmistakable style. From classic 60s fastbacks to modern turbocharged models, it has offered generations of drivers the thrill of a V8 engine wrapped in aggressive sheet metal. Until now, in the year 2025, the internal combustion engine coupe version of the Ford Mustang has reached an unprecedented sales crisis. Units from the previous model year are sitting on dealer lots for more than 400 days. What was once a showroom centerpiece has become dead weight. Part of the issue stems from shifting consumer priorities. Sport utility vehicles and electric vehicles now dominate buyer interest, leaving traditional two-door coupes to fight for a shrinking slice of the market. The electric Mustang Mach-E has ironically cannibalized attention and sales from its gas-powered sibling. Compounding the issue is buyer uncertainty. Rising interest rates have pushed monthly payments higher, making performance coupes harder to justify. Meanwhile, the market for internal combustion sports cars is evaporating under pressure from tightening emissions regulations and generational apathy. Today's younger drivers are more likely to buy a Tesla Model 3 or a used hybrid than to commit to a fuel-thirsty coupe. Dealers have slashed prices, offered extended financing, and bundled add-ons, but the Mustang Coupe continues to gather dust. For the first time in its long history, the car that once defined American performance now finds itself outpaced, outpriced, and out of time. Which of these cars shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth looks at what's really happening in the car market right now.